instructional video on how to conduct a speed test. So we're going to conduct a speed test here. So from your home screen, if you guide your cursor over to all apps and click OK, a couple rows down from the search button is another button that's called speed test. Click OK on that. You're going to need to turn your cursor or your directional into a mouse. So right now it's finding the best server. So in the lower right corner of your remote control is your mouse cursor button. If you click that once and then click down on your remote, any questions, please refer to the instructional video for the remote control, but there it is. I'm going to click OK on begin test. And we're interested in the download speed or the megabits per second. And so I'm running this box Wi-Fi. And understand that when you run devices Wi-Fi, you're going to lose a percentage of your download speed that you're paying for. It's just normal filtering involved, which is why I recommend that if you can change, or if you could hardwire your box directly from the router to the box, I would recommend that for any device, just because you don't lose any of that download speed when you run things hardwired or through the Ethernet. So what we've just noticed by conducting the speed test, I'm getting 34.92 megabits per second, which is plenty. Now, a couple of things you could do in this particular screen to ensure that you are getting all of the download speed possible. Down at the bottom of the screen, if you look at settings and click on settings, and then make your way back up to the top right corner. So the particular cell tower that I'm receiving my internet is in Auburn, which is, let me see here, let me click on change setting, 44 miles away. So I'm going to try switching the tower to the Sacramento tower from Comcast. So you could just click yes. That doesn't mean that it's just a cell tower. Doesn't mean there's any subscription or anything of that nature that you need to be concerned with, because you could pull your internet from a variety of different towers through your provider. So if I click on speed test again and then go to reset, restart test, click OK on that, I'm going to see if I'm going to be able to get faster download speed from this tower. And it looks like it's probably going to be right. Well, so I actually did increase my download speed by about 4 or 5 points from the first test that I took. So that's another tip you could do to make sure that your download speed is coming in, can be increased and maximized by the right tower that you're pulling from. So that helped. Now the other thing is, if by virtue of doing these tests and you know that you're paying for much higher download speed than what the test is revealing, you want to contact your provider and let them know you think you have a bad router. It could be old, and by simply replacing that with a new router, which is free of charge by your provider, that will get you much closer to what you're actually paying for. So it doesn't make sense to be paying for 50 megabits per second or whatever that number is, and only getting a small fraction of that. As far as the provider goes, they really aren't too concerned about that. And it's hard for them to know as well unless they run the same type of test. But the routers need to be effective, they need to be good so that you receive all that download speed. So, and then lastly, if you do need to increase your download speed, you could also inquire with your provider what it would take to increase the current download speed that you have. Most providers can do that very easily for you. So that's how you conduct a speed test. If you have any questions, please let me know. Enjoy.